Wow, that is deep. That goes down at least 40-50 feet. Under the bridge, it's where all the trolls live. Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new adventure and a brand new roadside find. This one is not mine though. This one is courtesy of Mr. RJ78 Productions. And what we have here is a little structure in the woods. But beyond that, we do have some tunnels and perhaps some types of bridges. I don't know what they're for yet. We just stumbled upon it today and I wanted to bring you along. So if you want to check them out with me, just come along with me.
And me.
So there's some type of little utility shed here. Oh, there's a car seat, literally. That's a car seat covered in nature's carpet. Oh, we got a big pipe in here and a valve. Wow, that is deep. That goes down at least 40-50 feet. There's actually water at the bottom. It's like a well pump. This is a neat little area. We got some utility lines here. Wait to see how deep that pipe is. Yeah, it's like scary deep. So here we have signs of a concrete bridge and a pipe running underneath it. And it's really soft and squishy here. There's a big pipe here is under the bridge. It's where all the trolls live. So this is semi-modern. You can see the big piece of rebar there. Let's go up on top. Here's topside view. Somebody kind of carved away the nature's carpet. 2019, Kim. So this looks like to be an old rail bed. Probably, I'd imagine, narrow gauge for mining. And, okay, let's retract that. This is definitely a roadway. Here's some macadam. That one, most likely it was for rail. But look straight ahead. This is such a unique construction design here. We got stone culvert, rail ties, and it's basically stacked up like support for a bridge. That is pretty incredible. I never saw anything like that before. So let's get down there and get a closer view at that. So I snapped a few photos which you saw, but I'm going to take you up closer to it. This is really unique the way it's constructed. This archway is pretty incredible. And up on top is just a soggy mess of rail ties, tree roots, some big bolts holding everything in place. Let's take a walk through. I am kind of hunched over here. It's about maybe 5 feet high. There's a good echo. And we safely pass through. It's really muddy over here too. That is pretty neat. This side looks a bit different, not as kind of clogged up with rail ties, but in just a moment we will get up on top there and see what it looks like. I'm pretty certain there was rails up there at one point. So you can tell this area does see a lot of water. The ground's very saturated. You can almost see the remnants of a stream. And there's like a flock of birds just flying by. I am kind of curious to see where the water comes from, so I'm going to take a little venture back here really quick, just for my own curiosity's sake, and then we will get up on top of the ridge line here and give you a topside view. And remember, if you are enjoying these little random roadside finds, the best way to show your support is to give one of these. You can see a dried up creek bed here. The water appears to come from underground and above ground. It's kind of hard to decipher on camera, but I'm going to try and point it out to you. Obviously, water does come down the mountainside. That's just natural gravity. But there is evidence here that water does outpour from there, underground. So it looks like there's a source somewhere that either comes up from underground or travels from the upper mountain and comes out down here. I don't know for certain though. You can also see remnants of workings here and tailings. There's some coal and shale. Looks like a piece of wood right there. This is a big tailings pile, waste rock. So at one time this was, very prevalent with coal workings and coal companies. So I'm pretty certain what we're seeing here as far as these bridges and roads, or at one point for a coal company or for the manufacturing of it. Here's even a big chunk of coal right here. Anthracite coal, that's exactly what they extracted. That's a nice little chunk of it right there. We could see a railroad tie sticking out. The way I noticed it, it's a nice little patch of carpet. We're coming up on top of the ridgeline now, and we'll see what it looks like. All these little humps of the material are put here purposely. It's man-made, it's not natural. It's called tailings or waste rock, waste piles. Now it's not as prevalent as I thought, but I'm pretty certain there were rails up here at one time. And when we get on top of the tunnel here, I'll show you. Okay, so a little recap to show you where we are now. We were just down there, showing you where the water flow is coming from. And directly below me is the arched culvert. So we're now on top of it. You can see some of these large bolts that were anchored here to keep everything in place. I'm pretty certain under here are railroad ties, just like you could see here. So these were purposely put here for support, and this is for the most part a flat level plane here. Pretty certain at one time there would have been narrow gauge tracks, and you can actually see kind of where it went around a turn, so you can almost follow the line kind of where we came from. So it was used to kind of transport either waste or coal, and dumped it or took it to wherever we needed to go to. Same thing in this direction. It does go straight, but after decades of regrowth and, kind of the land reclaiming itself, it doesn't look so obvious, but you could definitely tell something was here. It was constructed for a reason. Just take a little peek over here and see. Some more ties there. Stands out like a sore thumb with that green carpet. We'll take just a little walk up here while we're here and just see if anything stands out to us. The one thing that is certain is that when you come to places like this, you truly are only seeing a small glimpse of it. If you were to walk off in different directions, especially if you have a group of people, you could cover a lot more land. Without a doubt, there'd be a lot more to see. Okay, so I am correct. Finding more evidence here of rails. It's a bunch of ties right here. So, without a doubt, there was track laid here. There's even more of it, so I'll show you what I see here. This is a big jumbled mess of railroad ties. So, these ones definitely had rails on them. You can almost see the imprint from the plates. But they were all ripped up. And here's some coal piles here. So, it's just signs of our rich past in history in Pennsylvania of coal mining. What is this?
Cut the coal that's right up your alley.
Oh, nice. Coal with carpet. That's a keeper.
Yeah. Souvenir.
It's getting a little bit breezy now, but yeah, these all are all man-made piles. And as I mentioned, if we were to search around more, we'd probably find more, but this is a nice little find. As you can see, there's birds. There's trails going off in different directions. This was definitely a main road, as we could see. There's sections of pavement here, macadam. So this was probably a main haulage road, perhaps. It's hard to tell, but a lot of the land, especially on Google Maps, we've checked, it's a lot of stripped land, a lot of reclaimed areas, so there's no evidence of a breaker here or, you know, mining equipment. It's at this point just nature reclaiming itself. And who knows when this was actually laid down here. Almost looks like tread marks from like a dozer or something heavy, like a crane or a dozer. Has those little tread designs. And there's my shadow. Say hello. And there's one final look. That would be neat to see after a rainfall to have water coming through, but I'm glad it was dry today. We got to go through it. Made for some interesting photos. Well, everyone, I want to thank you for tuning in for this little random roadside adventure. A big thanks to RJ for taking me here. It was his eagle eyes that spotted it. And although we don't have any solid information as to what it is or what it was for, it's pretty safe to say it had something to do with a mining company. And there's roads here and signs of ties and rails, stuff like that. So what we're seeing is the leftover byproduct of coal mining here in Northeast Pennsylvania. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and ring that notification bell when you do. Select all. That way you'll get notified whenever I do a new upload or live stream. So with that said, thanks for joining me, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.